This is an article that came out on CNN December 26, 2018. Indonesia Tsunami Grim Search for Survivors continues as death toll reaches 430. And I'm sure it's going to go way beyond that. And, whenever these tsunamis strike, people will be unaccounted for because many of them will get washed out to sea and die and will never be seen again. So, it's just a matter of them piecing this whole thing together, which is going to take time. The desperate search continues Wednesday for survivors of a tsunami, which struck parts of western Indonesia as the country marked its 14th anniversary of the 2004 Sumatra tragedy, one of the most devastating tsunamis that was ever recorded. There were thousands and thousands of people missing. At least 430 people were killed Saturday when the tsunami, sparked by landslides from an erupting volcano, and they're blaming it on Krakatoa, swept through Sunda Strait, leaving 1,500 injured and almost 22,000 displaced in villages on the Java and Sumatra coast, officials say Wednesday. Dozens of people are still missing. The Indonesia Red Cross said Wednesday that it was sending emergency aid to the affected area with 400 staff and volunteers supporting search and rescue efforts. Most survivors have been huddling in temporary shelters away from the shore, but have started to emerge to search for loved ones and assesses damage to their property. Now, my question is, before I go any further, you know that Indonesia is prone to getting tsunamis. They had one back in September. Okay, so this is the second one. And I've read that they can expect another tsunami to hit that island. Now, if you know the island is prone to getting tsunamis, why are people still living along the shoreline like that? Why are they not trying to move more inland or much higher up? If there's higher ground, move more to where higher ground is. Why are all these people still by the thousands by the shoreline? Wouldn't that be too dangerous? You would think that by now they would mark areas, like zones where you just can't live because of the tsunami. Because, those people that live more inland are not even impacted by this kind of stuff. Just a thought. Okay, our teams are seeing many broken bones and broken homes, and people who are very shaken. Indonesians have withstood a string of disasters this year, and with them, so much loss and misery. In September, more than 2,000 people were killed after a tsunami and earthquake struck the western Sulawesi, with many complaining they were caught unaware. So even in September, they were saying they were caught unaware. Also, over July and August, a series of earthquakes hit the northern Lombok region, sparking landslides and collapsing buildings that left more than 400 people dead. Yet, even those tolls pale in comparison to the 2004 disaster, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake which struck near Sumatra on Boxing Day, triggering a massive tsunami that hit multiple countries bordering the Indian Ocean. More than 227,000 people were killed. Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty bad. All right. So they're showing you over here the affected areas and over here where the tsunami hit, and a little bit here in Sumatra. Wow. No warning. In the wake of the 2004 disaster, countries including the UK, Germany, and Malaysia donated detection buoys and other equipment to Indonesia to help warn of future tsunamis, which they're not getting any warnings. As you can see, they said in September they had no warning, and in December they had no warning. So even with the buoys out there, it's still not detecting any type of tsunami that's heading in that direction. Well, that just go to show you anything that these folks create is never foolproof. Multiple tsunamis have struck the country since, including Saturday's, which came without warning, increasing the death toll and devastation. All right. So we know about the concert that was going on, and I think everybody was swept away except for the lead singer, and his wife was missing. It took seconds, not minutes, after hearing the thunderous sound, and then the waves hit us. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely request that the government set up an early warning system so people can anticipate an incoming tsunami. I didn't have much time after the loud sounds were heard. I think once you hear those loud sounds, that means the water is already on land. You know, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? You can tell me in the comment section. Wow. It just go to show you there's no controlling a natural disaster, y'all. There is no weapon on this planet that can prosper against it. So as you can see, I guess they have their army going from place to place, trying to figure out who survived and who's missing or who's dead. Wow. All right. It was preceded by an earthquake. So they have an active volcano that's going on right now. In fact, it erupted yesterday. I was looking at some footage online, Krakatoa and its eruption. And, so they're saying the volcano's still erupting, which is true. The initial wave in Saturday's tsunami was triggered by a volcanic eruption that caused a 64 hectare, which is 158 acres, chunk of Anka, Krakatoa, to slide into the ocean. The eruption came at high tide during a full moon, with the Suda Strait, which runs between Java and Sumatra, also having a spell of high rainfall, the government and rescue agencies said. So they got a lot going on in that region, heavy rainfall, an erupting volcano. So they're saying Anak Krakatoa is located 25 to 30 miles from Java and Sumatra, so where the tsunami hit, continues to erupt, leaving many residents fearing the more monster waves could hit Indonesia's shore. Residents should be vigilant as long as the volcano remains active. Yeah, you think, and those things are so unpredictable. There's no way, how do you get out of the way? Not unless you're really watching the activity and seeing any type of, cracks or any lava or any type of slide that comes off of that mountain into the ocean. You got to really watch that stuff, especially if you live out there on these islands where you're surrounded by nothing but water. But wow, this is something else. But I have a video that I want you to watch that is look like it's a drone view of the area from RT News.